It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Kelsey Koch from the class of 2013, our first student speaker.
President Reese, faculty and staff, friends, family, alumni, fellow graduates. I have always been enthralled by story and adventure. When I was young, I would read and read until I would fall asleep with a book on my face. I was mesmerized by characters and their stories and the adventure found on the pages. But now, as I grew older, I started to interact more with what I was reading, and I began to sometimes disagree with what characters would decide to do. I nearly yelled, "No, Ginny, don't open the Chamber of Secrets." Unfortunately, these characters never seemed to listen to me. But that's when I discovered the brilliance of Choose Your Own Adventure books. And what I loved about Choose Your Own Adventure books was the way that I could interact with the author. You see, the author still writes the story, providing the characters and the plot, but my choices influence the outcomes. At the end of each chapter, I could decide my protagonist's next move. I was involved in the story. Now, there comes a time when Choose Your Own Adventure books are no longer available for our age group. There was, for example, no option of choosing my own adventure through my general chemistry textbook. Or I would have skipped Lewis structures altogether. And as I was thinking about growing out of Choose Your Own Adventure books and lamenting this fact, I realized that each of us are the protagonist in our own Choose Your Own Adventure story. In our life here on Earth, we maneuver through one adventure after another, and each choice we make determines the next. And who is the author of our story? Now, you may have guessed where I'm going with this, but God is writing each of our stories. And here's the cool thing. Just like in a Choose Your Own Adventure book, we are invited to interact with our author. God is still writing our story, providing the characters and the plots, but as the protagonist, we get to decide our next move. We're involved in the story. God is writing your story. In Jeremiah 29:11, he says, "For I know the plans I have for you." He says, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Notice that God does not say, "I know the expectations I have of you." God does not bring us to a crossroads decision and threaten to pull grace from under us if we fail to make the choice he expects of us. Our relationship with our Lord is dynamic and it is intricate. And his plans for our story and our adventure are good. Fellow graduates, I want you to take a moment to consider the choosing that happened to get you to this adventure. Maybe you chose Concordia for athletics, for a major, or for a spiritual community. Maybe you chose Concordia when you were still in junior high, or maybe you transferred here from somewhere else. Whatever the case, your choices were made, and Concordia St. Paul is now a part of your story. And the people sitting next to you are characters in your adventure. My own CSP adventure has been influenced by mentors like Dr. Sarah John, Dr. Rob Krieger, Todd Stocker, Professor Sherry Spear, and Dr. David Meneke, and so many others, by my friends, by my residents, by my professors. Classes have informed my thinking, and CSP ministry has enriched my faith. Fellow graduates, whatever choices brought you here, and whatever people have been influential in your adventure, I want you to know today that I feel honored and blessed to have been on this adventure with you. So now here we are, excited, nervous, and altogether antsy for our next adventure. Or maybe we're just concentrating on not tripping as we grab our diploma. As you walk across that stage, and as you move forward from this place, I want to encourage you to interact with your author. He knows his plans for you, and they are good. And he delights with you as you embark on each adventure. Congratulations, class of 2013, and may God bless all of your adventures. Thank you.